All right, I'm in front of the green wall. So if you've watched any of these videos, you know last year I was in front of the blue wall and then the peach wall previously. So I am reviewing and celebrating 3 years of being off of social media. That is 1,095 days. And to think that the days are in the thousands now is just extra impactful to my psyche, that I've gone this long without something and then also without wanting it anymore. So, anytime you're going through a big life change or a habit change, there's the not doing it. And then there's the habit so ingrained and lifestyle change so adjusted to that you don't even feel like you need it anymore. And that is a blessing and a luxury. I don't want to doubt that that's also a luxury. Some people would say that they cannot leave. And so I don't want to speak on anyone else's perspective except my own. And so that is what I'm here to talk about is, got my notes typed, what it's like being 3 years off of social media as a person, me, Erin, the individual, and as a business, F.A.C.E Makeup Artistry, which is also me because I'm a one-person business. But they were 2 separate accounts. I had my personal and I had my professional accounts. So just as a reminder, when I got off of social media, when I left, the accounts were technically active, but I was not using them. They were not loaded on my phone. And in honor of the business phase out, I put in my sections, my bio sections, that I'm no longer using these platforms, and here is where you could find me, which would be my phone number and email. And then just pin the original I'm leaving social media video post to the top of the pages. And so the big social media apps that affected me at the time were Facebook and Instagram. Again, I'm a millennial, so when I was graduating high school, I already had a Facebook account, and I know Instagram wasn't too far behind that. Those were the all-consuming apps for me. Luckily, I didn't get too tied up in TikTok and Snapchat. I did have a little bit of, but it was nothing that consumed me by any means. But the other two, the first two, Facebook and Instagram, those were glue to my eyes. So, got the notes. Now, in the past year, I have officially deleted the accounts. So they're not there anymore. And so while I was phasing out that message in the business when I had it listed originally that I wasn't using the platforms, although they were there, now I have taken away an extra layer of people finding me. That is true. That is another just little business hit of, it's ways of marketing that people aren't finding me. But it was such a signal to myself to remind that I'm doing the right thing for myself by not having these in my hemisphere. So to delete really said to myself that if you want to consider doing this again, you're going to have to work really hard to get it going again. And so I don't feel like I cut myself off at the knees, but I do feel like I solidified my belief in what I'm doing for myself. And it's so interesting to have that kind of relationship with yourself, to do something to just terminate something that you worked really hard on, but know that it's not serving you anymore. So I don't know if anyone else has examples of those feels crazy but feels right type of emotions and things going on in their life. And again, just like all the others, my screen time, it's a mortality clock. When I looked at the apps, the amount of time spent on them, that's time I'm not getting back by any means. But it's a reminder, it was a reminder at just how I want to live my life. And those things were so distracting and tempting to me that I couldn't hack my way out of it. Okay. I love the mystery that not having any social media traces online provides. People either have to talk to me, talk about me, or talk to me in person. And it's just a nice, clean way to be me and not mask it, veil it, facade it in other ways. I do have a website. There are photos on there. I write on there every day. I have a daily blog. And so I do have other ways that I express the business and market it, but it's not there. The comments are turned off. It's not there for reactions. It's there for someone who needs to read something or learn something and benefit from it in that way. But it's not a popularity / comparison algorithmic arena. And I'm really proud of that. Okay, I used to miss aspects of social media while truly knowing being off of it was best for me. So yeah, the temptation, even though I literally don't have the accounts anymore, it still happens sometimes. I do miss out on things. People do wonder if I still do makeup. People think they message me and it's someone else. I don't know what's going on there. But now I don't miss it at all. And so I think that's true come full circle experience with that. It's aligned. I love it. Benefit of being a millennial. Yeah, I was thinking a lot about this. I'm lucky that I'm of the age where I can remember a time where I didn't have social media before I got it. And that's probably why I pined and embrace this feeling so much, because I can remember. I'm not too young to not be able to remember the time before it. And that's probably one of my hinderings too, is because I do know what it was like before social media came in and sort of influenced the way we operate. And now it is a little bit more lonely in that realm, because that doesn't mean that because I decided to not do this, that other people did. It's a little bit, it's not exiling by any means, but it is a little bit of a solo journey. And that can be difficult to sit with for a little while, but you gotta listen to your gut. The only other thing too that's coming up is emails are not as successful as they used to be, just because email settings aren't. You know, some people with their privacy settings in their emails don't get them, or they land in spam, and then they go into different categories. So where email used to be strong to make up for the social media, that's failing a little bit, and it might come back. I hope it does. But that's kind of a slip up that I'm dealing with now, full transparency. And the decision. What's the decision at the 3-year mark? I'm staying off, if you didn't know that. I'm staying off, I'm staying put, I'm doing things in real life. You can find me on the website. You can call me, text me, email me. You can knock on the studio door if I don't have a do not disturb sign on the door, and you can snail mail me to the studio as well. But that's what I'm working on. Just continuing the in real life, and then analyzing this for another year, seeing where it takes me. Again, I don't barricade off the option to get back on it, but this is where I have continued to stay as I go. And so I would be surprised if I got back on it, but never say never. But I am wholeheartedly staying off of it for the time being. And I'm excited about that. I'm excited about that decision. I think I'm really starting to grow something unique within myself and within the F.A.C.E community. So I know I'm on the right path. So I will see you in real life.